Hello everyone, welcome back to another session. So today we are going to discuss very interesting topic. Like how to overcome from a toxic project. Okay, so if you are facing any issue, if you have a lot of issues with the current project, so what to like what kind of issues you will be facing and what you have to do, what actions you have to take, and how that impact will be. All of that will be going to discuss now. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. So let's understand. So in any project, okay, the main thing people will be always complaining about work pressure. So this is the most important, you know, I can say like a struggle which everyone will be facing in any company. Okay, so most of the companies will be, so people will be complained like I have a lot of work pressure. They can't even imagine that kind of work pressure. They'll be saying that. Okay, so why this work pressure will come if I talk about in one by one, like tight timeline, okay, lack of analysis of project duration. So while taking project, okay, they will not do proper analysis of how long it will take, okay. So that's where the tight timeline they will be considering. They will give a over commitment to the client, and they will put in the same way, same time they will put more pressure into us, like who are working in that pressure that company. So they will be putting that pressure, and people will be taking that, and also overcommitment, as I told you, overcommitted to the overcommitment by organization to the client. Okay, so just they want to impress or they want to just to get a sale. That's where that comes into picture, overcommitment. Okay, and the lack of resources, there won't be any a skilled labor, skilled association, like as resources will not be there in the project, and that is also big problem. And lack of trust. So some, let's example, new project to the organization already, this will be the new project, okay, for the organization, and the client has already lost the interest. Okay, so that's where the client will be giving some deadlines. Okay, you have to complete a certain period. So at the time this kind of issues comes for the organization, they will same way they'll put pressure to their manager. Manager will put to the TL put TL and resource other project team members. It will get definitely that impact. As I told, sometimes the company is urgent to get the project. They want some project because the client is very prestigious. At the time, without thinking anything, they will just take, okay, okay, we'll do, okay, okay, boss, we'll do it. So give me this project, something like that. They will be convincing to the client, and they will be taking the project without thinking anything. Okay, they should think always deliverables, timelines, skill resources, right? So this aspect they may forget sometime, and this is also one kind of you know I can say one of the problem, I can say, in the organization or in work culture. And moving on to the next step, like the being an employee, what you can do. So these are all whose mistake is this. So simply they're putting a pressure, you cannot handle it, or you cannot, if you are unable to balance this work kind of workload, so you are not all responsible for this. Okay, so they want is you need to work extra hours, you need to complete your deadline, and before you log out, you need to finish this one. This kind of words will be coming from your manager or respective PLs. Even sometimes people are, I have seen many people, my friends, okay, they will be working on even during weekend also, and even overnights also they will be keep on working. So this is something, it is not at all acceptable all the time. If it is really some emergency, definitely we can stretch. However, if it is continuously, if it is repeating, it will definitely the employee, whosoever they get frustrated. So that's where it will become a toxic environment or toxic project to work under that project, right? Yeah. So moving on to the next, now action. So now we have faced this kind of situations. Now you, let's assume you are in this kind of situation. How do you overcome? Okay, so whatever I know, so I'll be explaining. Okay, so that thing, like first action you need to take. What action you need to take is, so first you think about the company perspective. So you need to give your 100%. Okay, so anyway you are in the project, so you have to try to understand the company perspective also and try to work on that. And also you have to convince that your manager, somebody, anyway manager will be knowing all these things. Still you need to give your try, request for additional resources to patch up the workload. Okay, so guys need to make him understand so how this is happening, all of that. So if you're able to do, then only you can do. You cannot work for 2 3 members working at a time, right? So that's where you need to request. So being a, if you think about, if you show some sympathy to company, so or if you're very loyal to company, so these are the things you need to consider in the beginning. right? So if it is beyond which affects your mental health issues, work-life balance, definitely we have a no option. So we will try to convince and all these things company perspective if you think and if you ask for additional resources and if you try to find out the root cause and if you give one suggestion also, people will company will not at all respond to you most of the times. Okay, so even manager also he will say just to convey you, okay, we will think about it, we will discuss with higher management or leadership, they will may say in front of you, but going further, this will not work out sometime. Okay, in that case, and also the thing is like alignment of work that is not compatible with skills. See, most of the resources and employees, this is the big issue they are facing. Okay, they will be learning some technology, and once they get into the project, they will be doing something else. Okay, they don't have option. They have already joined to the company. Everything like all the process roles, the technical mandatory training, everything they will complete it, and the work already started. In the middle, if you ask any release or something like that, they will not release at all. So that is a big struggle for you. Even if you come out from, if you do something else and if you come out from the project also, again, it will impact you for another project. They may ask you hundreds of questions. Why did you come out from that project? You have to be very justify, need to justify all these things. So this is the main major thing. So most of the resources will be facing sometime. So alignment of work that is not at all compatible with their skills what they have learned. So this definitely it will impact their career path. They cannot learn anything, and whatever they know, that thing they will forget in future. So if they're doing other things, right? Yeah. In this way, this is one kind of scenario which we are facing, and second one is okay. Also, like problem is not only weekend late hours, okay, extra hours, but no acknowledgement recognition. As I told you, how much you work, if you get a small like appreciations or something in return, if that feels very good for everyone. So somewhere if it is lack of that kind of things, definitely it is a completely frustrated work, I can say, right? So moving on to the next slide. So here we have action number two. So that is action number one, we have tried it, and action number two. So what you have to do now? Okay, this is everything gone beyond. Okay, you cannot do anything. This kind of pressure will not reduce. You understand now. So the first thing what you have to do is first and foremost discuss with your manager once. Okay, so boss, this is what I'm facing the issues, all of that, and discuss and immediately write a mail, one formal mail to the immediate supervisor with all your concerns. That should be your first mail. So don't mention all frustrated things. So mention all concerns, whatever you are facing issues, and write very politely to your manager. And the next thing is, if you don't get any response, if you get a response, it's well and good. Maybe some positive talks or something else, then take it accordingly. And if you don't get response, what you do, the same mail you have to keep in the loop with the respective project manager, HR, and delivery head, and ask for the updates. Okay, still. So now at last we have moved to third action. So third action, what we will do is be in the project. Okay, so we are not getting any response. Nobody is responding. So most of the time you will not get response. At the time, what we have to do? So just be in the project. Okay, stick your work timings, set your boundaries. How much you have to work, what you have to work. Don't I cannot say all these things like you decide what you have to do. Okay, and whatever you do, try to be honesty. Give your 100% during your shift. Okay, and if you can choose to ignore working extra hours, and no need to take work a lot of work pressure. All about is ultimately your work life balance is important than earning money. So okay, and whenever they ask you to work extra hours, ask them to send a mail, or you can send a like, see, one thing you can do it. So whenever you get any task, end of the day, you need to send a mail. Okay, so and so things I have completed, and the rest will be taken further for tomorrow. So these things, sometime manager also cannot ask formally that you need to complete today only. He cannot play also. So end of the day, I want he cannot do that because it's already shift is over. If we sending a mail like that, then you will have to have you will have to keep that mail as a proof that my manager is insisting me to work for extra hours. This is what the proof. But you can keep it. It's a just legal way, right? So this is where it comes into picture. You can collect all that kind of proof, in your bucket. So this is the things. Okay, so this is how, and if it is good, then well and good. If it most of the time no manager will respond to that mail that I want today only. However, if it is good, then good. Otherwise, proceed to the next action. So here what we have is at last you are not getting any action. Still you want to get out from this project. Ask for a release again very strictly and like attach the proofs of mails, health concerns, whichever you have. If you have any genuine health concerns or anything other than that, whatever concerns, make a document and send it to your HR and top up that same mail which you have sent in the beginning. And also keep the following ups like alternate days. You need to keep on sending a gentle reminder. Do you have anything? So I have my health is getting worse or something. Whatever health conditions or what you are facing exactly, you can add it and you can keep on sending a mail. No issues. So take leaves, see whenever you required. If you have a seriously, if you have any concerns or health issues, mental issues, if you're really exhausted, how can you work in that kind of no environment? Nobody can work. Even if you work, also it's forcefully, and you may do some mistakes in during work. So that will be give unnecessary headache. So always work with the love. Okay, whatever you do, how long you've been working, then you have to give your 100% and work with a pure heart. Then only the work will get complete. Otherwise, if you are not at all interested, my recommendation is do not stay over there. That's all. Till we don't have any option. So all I'll end. The conclusion is go ahead with the Ministry of Labor. You can file a complaint. God knows whether we get a reply or not. Nobody knows. This is the final. If you decided to teach a lesson to your manager or company, you can go ahead and file a complaint. And note, so this thing I should say, this is very, very, very painful process, I can say. Okay. And whatever you do, keep it in mind. Complaining work won't work. Instead, it will trigger you back surely. Okay. If you start complaining like that, definitely it will give in another way, it will come back to you only. So be smart and play and avoid open complaining. Like see, whenever this meeting is going on at the time during, don't show your frustration in front of your colleague, to your manager. Don't talk harshly. Don't be rude. Don't behave unprofessionally. Never ever do that in front of your team members. Always interact with only manager. One on my session is one on one is the best discussion. So you can say if he is really, if you wanted to talk in front of everybody, you can say a manager whosoever, you can tell him that can we talk after this call, please? Can we discuss? I can give a justification, something like that. You can say and you can stop him. So whosoever. And if you like taking a release from a project or roll up from the project is everywhere it is same culture, I can say. This is the struggle you have to face it. And if you are very lucky, you will get a very good work environment, a very good boss, and the supportive systems. People will be very nicely. This will happen very rarely. So think about it. And also your communication should be very polite and punctual and emotion free. So that this is your defensive that you should not don't do not cross your boundaries. Okay, so be in you and talk very politely. And I can understand the frustration, but still we don't have option. We have to be very and, and if anybody is rude to you, you know what to do. So you can just have a get the proof and keep it with you. It will helpful for you definitely. And whatever you do, always document everything. It will be helpful to you, right? Disclaimer, please see. This video is based on my personal experience or and whatever I have observed general workplace observations. This is what I have collected all the information. I made a video. So it is just for educational purpose and awareness purpose only, not directed towards any specific company, individual or organization. Viewers, viewers are advised to follow their company policy and seek professional guidance when needed. Thank you. I hope you like this video and please subscribe if you like this video. Thank you so much and we'll come up with the next video with a very interesting topic, something like this. See you.